Welcome to this first video clip on procrastination. Procrastination has been described as something that you put away to the next day in the sincere hope that if you leave it for another day, things get better. But as you probably know, things hardly ever get better when they're slept on overnight. Two main obstacles to procrastination are size and momentum. Let me explain what I mean by that one. With size, we imagine that the thing that we're procrastinating about is so large that we need to be able to leave it for a future date. And the next item is the momentum. With momentum, we think to ourselves that since we cannot start today and we leave it to another day, that things will be better. I'm going to be suggesting to you 5 tools which may be of some assistance. The first one is known as the salami technique. What we do is we take the item that we are procrastinating about, and rather than think about the largeness of it, we chop it up by its constituent bits. In other words, we deal with it one slice at a time, in the sincere hope that one slice at a time will complete the whole sausage, i.e. the salami. The next item, or the way of dealing with procrastination, is to be talking about the 5-minute plan. In any time management topics, the major thing is to think small. Time management must never be thought of as a large-scale project. So, the item concerned is a 5-minute plan. The 5-minute plan is whatever it is you're procrastinating about, say that you couldn't possibly deal with it over a long term, so you will only be able to allocate 5 minutes to it. By allocating 5 minutes, what you have done is to create momentum by starting something, and you've also reduced the size. So yet again, we've dealt with the size and the momentum. Hardly ever do we procrastinate about one thing. It's usually a series of things. So assuming that you have a series of things that you're procrastinating about, look through your list and see which is the best out of a bad bunch and start on that one. The more enthusiasm to pick the best out of a bad bunch. Starting on it, you're going to reduce the size, and having started on it, you've created the momentum. An alternative to that, and one which I personally prefer, is the worst first. You have a list of 10 things which you're procrastinating about. Number 6 stinks to high heaven. You start number 6 first. After you have finished that one which you dread most, the rest of them seem to be plain sailing. Yet again, you have dealt with the size, you've reduced the size, and you've created momentum. There may be occasions, however, when all these techniques, i.e. the salami technique, the 5-minute plan, best first or worst first, haven't worked, and you're left with the final alternative of going public. Going public is when you pressurize yourself, you get yourself into a state of affairs by which you publicize to the world at large, preferably to some people who are not as well disposed towards you as you can imagine. And you tell them exactly what you're going to do in the sincere hope that you will be severely embarrassed if you do not do what it is that you've promised. So in other words, if you've got a report to complete and you've been procrastinating about it for weeks and weeks, you declare to your colleagues, your peers, etc., that the report will be completed by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Now, the whole thing works on the basis that if you don't complete it by 10 o'clock in the morning, then you will be severely embarrassed. And there you are, ladies and gentlemen, you've got a series of tools and techniques to deal with procrastination. Remember the various tools. First one is the salami technique. Never mind the big sausage. Break it up by its constituent bits. Secondly, don't think big. Think small. The 5-minute plan. Thirdly and fourthly, you're talking in terms of the best first and the worst first. Here we're talking about a series of items that we might be procrastinating about. And the final one is going public. I hope that with these 5 items, you can at least make a dent into your procrastination habits of a lifetime.